Well, we'll get that. Whoa! Hello there.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Look at that. Where is everybody? We got to give everybody a minute here.
Where is everybody?
Why we have a minute-long intro video now.
How's our audio? We doing? Audio's good?
Audio looks great!
Audio
sounds great. I can hear it.
Well, welcome to the show. I'm James.
I'm Zach.
And I'm BJ. Welcome back to the Barrel Buddies, your weekly whiskey, wine, bourbon, and beer podcast where we talk about great cocktails and all those things I mentioned before. Tell you what to go buy, tell you what to go try, and we're here. Hello!
Hello there, and look at that. We got all three of us are back in the saddle. Look at that.
It was me getting back into the saddle. Could you hear it?
Wait.
Could you feel it?
Was it like a... or that was like a...
It was more of a...
Yeah!
All of the Barrel Buddies are back in the saddle. Look at that.
I would sing a song about being back in the saddle, but I think we'd get copyrighted. And so I'm not
Oh,
gonna,
yeah,
I'm not
we
gonna do that.
probably would.
A
few shout-outs. Few shout-outs in the chat. Hello, Shelly. How you doing?
Hey, Shelly.
And Redbeard.
Redbeard, little Johnny.
But it's red. Nice.
Welcome back. Yeah, we were just complimenting Zach on this distinguished Southern gentleman.
I told him that. So, for those of you that are listening to the podcast, Zach has grown out his goatee, where it now has these fun handlebars. He could actually
Start waxing.
He could wax and twist it. He could be snidely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we could do like the old timey, like mustache wax, the
mustache curl.
yeah, the old bartender / piano player / whatever.
Which
This
is
is
very
a whiskey
appropriate.
review, not a beard and wax.
Except you're wrong, sir, because this is all very appropriate for what we're doing as we open 2022 with our theme, New Year.
Old bourbon.
That's right. And tonight we continue our trek down the Whiskey Row series presented by Old
Forester.
And so tonight we have the 1910 as promised. This is their Old Fine whiskey.
That looks...
Old Fine whiskey.
Just a little comment. So going back to our past two shows.
Yes.
I'm just kind of meh right now on the Whiskey Row series.
That's
so
fine.
I'm hoping that we're going to have something that... And this bottle is even open. I've never had this before. I'm hoping this starts living up to this reputation that this old whiskey series has.
Well, listen.
I could have sworn that... So the 1910 doesn't come in that gift pack that we normally see. Or does it?
It does. So,
okay.
So the 1910 was released... the reason I knew about this is it was originally released with a bottle of Old Forester 100 proof. So not the bottled in bond, but the 100 proof, which is different.
Yeah.
The 1897 Whiskey Row Series bottled in bond is completely different. The 100 proof on its own, we all have had, and we really like it. That's a really nice stand-up bourbon.
Yeah.
But this came as a sweeter option to that high-proofed bourbon.
Ooh. You know me and the sweetness here.
Oh, Mr. Sweetie Sweet.
I might
over
be
there.
all about this.
Give me some sweet...
Really
some
quick, go into the
caramel,
chat.
Some sugar.
Shout out, hello there to Uncle Punky.
Uncle Punky.
And War Clan. Hello there, welcome.
Welcome,
War Clan.
Oh, we need a
Zach's
car
gotta
move,
move
Zach.
the car.
Sorry there, Zach.
And I thought I was in the good parking spot. Fudge crackers.
Zach, tonight you win the balls.
The balls.
The ball.
That's all right. I'll be back in a minute.
Sorry about
But that's-
that, everyone. Just give it
It's
a
okay. You're fine.
It happens.
So yeah, this is
All right.
the 1910 Old Fine whiskey. And
Yeah.
you'll notice in the Whiskey Row series, every bottle has kind of this little subtitle.
They do.
You had the original, you had the 1870, the original batch.
The original batch.
The 1897
Bottled in bond.
And now you have the 1910
OFW, Old Fine Whiskey.
And the next one is the 1920 Prohibition Style. So each whiskey row has this subtitle that we'll talk about. And we'll get Vanna to show you the bottle here.
And not to be that guy, because I know you're not supposed to judge on color, but this looks darker than the previous two significantly.
A little bit, yeah. So it says here, this whiskey is distilled by us only, and we're responsible for its richness and its fine quality. Its elegant flavor is solely due to original fineness developed with care. That's very vague. All of this
That's
very
super vague. We know the story, right?
There's nothing better in the market. So George Brown, of the Brown Forman name, Brown Forman, remember, puts out Old Forester, as well as some of our other favorites like Jack Daniels. In 1910, Owsley Brown crafted his own personal stock of Old Forester Old Fine Whiskey at 117 West Main Street on Louisville's Whiskey Row. Old Forester 1910 Old Fine Whiskey is barrel finished using Brown's exact process. So that's kind of cool.
But it's a really cool backstory.
Lay it on us.
So I think they said, October 22nd, 1910.
The
and
fire.
This is where it gets his name. There was a fire in the middle of moving around some barrels or something that was going on in the distillery. And so you have like this whole batch of whiskey that was sitting out in this fire. Oh, here we go. It's been a while since we've had the Vanna. So anyway, they clear out the fire, whatever, that's all done with. And then they have these whiskeys, but they're kind of in messed up barrels.
Dun, dun.
So Old Forester, they're like, hey, let's just put this batch into new barrels for another run. So you get like a little second barrel treatment on this. And my thought process is, if you think about that, a new charred oak barrel, it's going to have a lot of sugars, a lot of like, you're going to get a lot of sweetness, and that residual sweetness is going to fall right into this. So I am expecting something sweeter than usual.
Yeah, so they talk a lot about the tasting notes on this one being toffee. I'm going to tell you, in my experience with this one, this is my favorite. I've said that every show coming up to this one.
Yeah.
I like this one the best. Liquid brown sugar. I think this one is extraordinarily sweet.
Wow,
Very sweet. Very drinkable.
So I saw
Nice
the tasting
pop.
notes had referred to an oatmeal cookie,
Ooh.
milk chocolate.
Milk, weird. Maybe we
I
can
mean, for
add
whiskey,
some.
who
I
knows?
want my
We're
glass,
gonna find
please.
out.
That's your glass. That's mine.
Excuse me, Brovid.
It's COVID, bro.
Rovid. So what happens if two dudes get COVID at the same time?
Two dudes, one
Two dudes,
COVID.
one COVID.
You got Brovid bros.
I mean, kids nowadays don't even play beer pong with beer in cups.
Yes, water.
I am baffled by that. If anybody out there has any feedback, and I understand we're in a new generation, but that blows my mind.
Yeah,
Like, you
play
just
beer pong
sip
because
out
you're
of your
drinking
cup.
Beer out of cups.
Like,
That's how you win a Herman Cain Award.
apparently. Apparently.
Oh, well.
Okay,
COVID
enough.
rules.
Zach, the chat says you've been missed. Zach.
Oh.
in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Hey, I'm
There you
back.
go. Patrick
Pretty-
Curry, how's it
pretty
going,
good
bud?
hangout, you guys.
We just poured this 1910, and I can smell it from here. Very sweet. It's very sweet, kind of maple.
Oh, I get the toffee.
Like syrupy,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah,
Like syrupy,
Sweet, yeah.
sweet.
Maple syrup, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's very, I enjoy that.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. That's Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that. Wow. So really complex.
Wow.
A little woodsy,
Wow.
a little honey.
I get the oatmealiness that
Yeah.
is described in
Can
the
we
tasting
turn that down?
notes.
I think it's going to copyright us.
Oh, wow. Yeah, great point. If we get busted on that, playing
Yeah.
some tunes in the
Busted.
background.
As much as I love that tune, very Fallout of you to have that playing.
Yeah. Sure, I'll get to it in just a second. Well, please don't stop talking.
Maybe like a-
Yeah, hey guys, let's be quiet so you can listen to this thing that I think is going to stop us from copyright.
And stop.
Jeez.
Hang on. Let's
I'm like, all right, keep it going, guys. Keep it going.
So, like kettle corn?
Birchy. Yeah, that's interesting. Kettle corn. So like that roasty, poppy,
Hold on.
malty.
You were going to say birch. I was going to say sarsaparilla a little bit.
Yeah,
So
like,
I wonder
was
if
gonna
like
say
a
birch beer.
birch beer.
Yeah, that birchy, sappy, woodsy.
Yeah.
It's right at that
Mapley.
proof. It's right at that proof where, like, it's you're not going to get an ethanol punch in the nose or in the palate.
Yeah, coming in at 93 proof. Just over that, 46.5%.
Yeah,
that's
46.5%.
This is super drinkable, really dangerous.
Yeah, this is really pleasant. But
I
want to jump right into price because we had to acquire this last minute today.
Ugh.
First of all,
Not fair. It's not fair to judge value off of what I paid for this.
No, but I can tell you retail and tell you how much you got ripped off here in a minute.
Oh, I got ripped off. I know what I got ripped off.
You got ripped a solid.
I saw it and I was
$25.
like, doesn't matter. I have to get it. It's for the show.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
for the
to
show.
do it.
It's for the show. But $20 to $25.
Oh, yeah.
Retail's 55.
Should be
60,
50, $55.
60, maybe it'd be okay.
I mean, what's the availability?
Let's say
on this?
60.
I mean, shoot, is it just because of the time that we're in right now,
No.
or is this like a
It's a
readily
Vegas.
available thing?
No, it's
No,
a Vegas. thing.
Strip. He bought the bottle on the Strip. That's
No,
why.
but I'm telling you, in Vegas,
Well,
this is
that
a
too.
difficult bottle to obtain. I looked high and low for the last couple of weeks. This has been a hard bottle to find.
Really?
Yep. I ended up finding this bottle at Liquor World down off of the Strip.
Harmon.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
a
shout
little
out to
pricey.
them. Great,
Shout out
great
to
job.
them, but I get it.
But
They're-
that's a strip store. That is a just off the Strip. You're going to go buy a bottle there.
They're going to cost more, 25% more anyway.
Yeah. So this one, $70. Should have been $50. So I immediately was like, God, it's $20
Actually,
markup.
that's changed that by $10. It should be 60. You paid 80.
And by the time I was out the door, it was $77.
Okay, there we go. All right.
And I was shocked because the 1920,
Yeah,
$80.99 before tax.
that's weird.
But I know that's a little easier to get. Like we can go get that.
Yeah,
at,
we
like,
get that anywhere.
TW and a couple other places.
But I will say this: most of our friends out there and listeners, you're all our friends and listeners. You're going to be able to find this. So the Old Row Whiskey series, right? Is that what they call it?
It's the
Whiskey Row series by Old Forester.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to find at least one of these age statements. So if you go back the past two shows that we've had, we've done the 1897. We
1890
18
to start.
No, we did the 1870 to start, the 1897,
Sorry, the
and now
1870. Yep, and now the 1870, the 1897, and now the 1910.
New Year.
Oh,
New Year Old Bourbon.
So I missed the 1897. Is this progressing
It is.
in a more pleasant way?
Yeah, I think so. Easy.
I think this is opening up the only, and I'm trying to find, you know me, I'm trying to be extra critical of it. But really quick, getting to the chat, don't overpay, clown, was the statement from Mrs. Askins.
Sorry, Mrs. Askins. I kept the receipt because, as you know, we are a business now, and I'll be able to make that deduction.
Well, and I
over there.
also just sent you half of it Venmo.
Thank
so
you. Thank you.
Covered
See,
for half
the barrel buddies are really barrel bros.
Yes. Barrel.
The barrel bros.
The Barrel Bros.
There we go.
Um,
Anyway.
Sorry, wifey.
So, but again, back to where you had trouble finding it. So you
It
had
was
to get it
difficult.
there.
I've been
so
looking this high and
we've
low.
all been looking.
Lee's didn't have it. Total Wine didn't
Yeah,
have
I
it.
couldn't find it at
Liquor-
the Total Wine at
Liquor
the Strip.
Outlet didn't
Yeah.
have it. Liquor World, I was shocked that they had it. They had a few bottles, but at that price, it's not that shocking to know that they had it.
Right.
All right, so we've all had our 3 sips at this point, right? So for those of you, a reminder, sip number 1, the shock. Sip number 2, the bloom. Sip number 3, the actual acceptance on your palate, where you can really start to appreciate some of those fine flavors in that glass.
Always give 3 sips to anything you try,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're completely retched out by it. But
And also, also with the 3 sips, when it comes to those higher ABV whiskeys, those are the ones where you really get the straight up ethanol punch, right? Where it's gonna blow you away.
I'm gonna fight you on that.
Where it's gonna blow you away, and then the second sip and the third sip completely change.
Okay,
the
I'm not
flavor
gonna
too.
fight you on that.
But
That's right.
but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that this is doing that, but just comparing that
Yeah.
to some of those higher ABV whiskeys.
Okay, oatmeal cookie. So in that description about oatmeal cookie and milk chocolate, I'm getting like Mother's oatmeal cookie and like Keebler Elf fudge.
this is a dessert,
It's
dessert in a bottle.
I was a little bit leery when it came to milk chocolate, but I am getting it.
I get it on the finish, right? It's
Yeah.
not when it's not when the spirit is in your mouth. It's not when you're enjoying it in its liquid form. It's the finish. The finish to me is like the finish of after you eat a Hershey Kiss, or you have like that. This is going to come off weird, but that cheapy chocolate that comes on a cookie. You know, it's not an exquisite fine Belgian chocolate. It's that cheapy chocolate that they will like glaze a cookie with or ice a cookie with.
Yeah, it's the linger. Yeah, it's not super pronounced like you were saying.
No, it's just
but it's got that tingly, chocolate feeling.
Man, oh man, everything you guys are saying, exactly what I'm getting. It's a dessert in a glass. It's very sweet, very approachable. Even at the 93 proof, that 46.5%, I think this is a wonderful intro whiskey bourbon for any of you out there that want you to bring your friends into the world of drinking straight bourbons and whiskeys.
Yeah.
This, I think, is probably number one right now. As if somebody's like, hey, I got a friend, he loves old fashions, he wants to get into whiskey, he won a pappy at a raffle, but he doesn't want to open it. And
we don't want you to open that either.
We don't want to open that either, but
leave that alone.
He wants to start drinking whiskeys. He hasn't really had them.
Yeah, what do we get into?
What do we do? What's the first bottle we open?
Samuel Grant. We're going to open a Samuel Grant.
No, this is it right here. I will say 1910 because A, it ticks all the boxes. A, it's fairly available.
Yeah,
you can pretty much find this anywhere. B, if you pay retail, let's say 60 retail, that's definitely a Payday Friday bottle. That's worth it.
This is a Payday Friday bottle.
And 3, knocks it out of the park. It's got a sweetness, doesn't really have an ethanol punch, a kick, to where you're kind of like, ooh, even for us.
But it has nothing off-putting at all.
No, it's got enough kick, right? As soon as you swallow, it's got enough kick to let you know you're drinking bourbon. You're drinking bourbon whiskey, and you're having a nice spirit, a spirit with a backbone.
Not just whiskey, but old fine whiskey.
Old fine.
If you read the bottle,
dude, now you got to twist. Now you got to twist.
Let me think about this for a second.
There you go.
So this with dessert after dinner, an after dinner drink. This with a cigar is perfect.
Yeah, I would totally take this over an aperitif.
So we talk a lot about a spirit that is high in proof, that like the ethanol kick really gets in, really kicks your mouth, really gives you that Kentucky hug. Like that's what's really standing up and getting you, right?
By the way, with this,
what this gives you is on the opposite end. This is nothing but character, flavor, and sweetness.
Yeah, it's very bright too. It's not like super heavy.
No, this is the kind of thing that, like you said, it's going to stand up to a cigar. This is going to stand up well to smoke, right? Because smoke is acrid and it's very It's got a high characteristic that kind of numbs your palate, but you get that sweetness that's going to cut through it.
And a lot of people don't think about this. Smoking cigars actually numbs your palate.
Yeah, you're putting ash on your flavor.
Yeah, you lose a lot of what, so you need something that's got a little bit of complexity to break through that.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to ask
age statement is what we're a request for on this. Does it say on the bottle?
So I think all of their age statements on Old Fine whiskey is 4 to 6 years. Or on the Whiskey Row. On the Whiskey Row series, I think they're 4 to 6 years.
So why do they call it the 1910? Just a name, or is that when the actual?
So that was the 5.
Whiskey was created.
So that's when Owsley Brown.
Oh, I missed that. I was
in 1910. Owsley Brown crafted this bourbon.
Wow, it's super young. So it doesn't have an official age statement, but it's projected to be between 7 to 9 months.
Oh, I was way off.
Wow.
That's definitely Owen Wilson. Wow.
Holy moly.
Wow.
Within a year? Holy shit.
That's a little baby.
That is a little baby. That is a good tasting baby.
Get in my belly.
So, and mind you, that's the second process. So let's backtrack a little bit. So we talked about this is a 2-barrel process.
Yeah.
So that first barrel, it's matured to 100 proof, and then it's re-barreled into a second heavy charred barrel, and then that is aged for 7 to 9 months. So
we're talking a year and a half.
Yeah, we'll say about a
year and a half.
It doesn't really say. It just says some months later. Yeah, I'm going to say a year to 2 years, year and a half to 2.5.
But guys, we've drank
it doesn't
so
matter.
many
It doesn't matter.
So think about Thistle Finch, right? So Thistle Finch is a craft.
Finch.
That's a craft bourbon, craft rye.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had their bourbon. I mean, we've had it, but we haven't reviewed it. But Thistlefinch is a young spirit as well.
Out of Lancaster.
Lancaster,
Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
Punky. Shout out.
And that's a young spirit, but we think it's delightful.
Oh yeah. No, that drinks like
high barrel
water.
Ramaz, right? No, I don't think it drinks like water. That drinks like.
No, I mean like it's there's nothing that's off-putting about it.
Oh, you mean like it's a very friendly spirit?
A very friendly spirit. Very
I just remember Barnyard.
Oh, yeah. It's like hay.
Oh yeah.
Barn.
Yeah, you're drinking hay.
love that.
You're smelling
farmland.
Mm-hmm.
Very delicious.
It's like Amish.
America.
It's like Amish doing
America
donuts in the
tastes like.
field.
Amish donut whiskey.
This is all what these are all the nuances.
Oh God! There's like eagles flying
what
over
America
instead of
would
stealth
taste
bombers
like.
because there's no technology with the Amish, so
Can
they got to rely on the eagles to be like.
All right, pull it back. Get it together.
Can you actually do a donut in a carriage like that? A horse-drawn carriage?
I recently saw a video of them doing donuts in the snow.
Oh, okay. I thought that'd be
It was awesome.
I thought
Amish?
that'd be more like a U-turn.
The Amish were doing donuts with their carriages in the snow. It was awesome.
Okay, let's get to
Off
those.
the rails.
Zach,
Off the rails.
Zach, start us off with your nose rating.
So nose.
As you all know, we give a 1 to 3 for our 3 categories.
0 to 3.
0 to 3. We do nose, taste, and value. And then there's an optional 1 point for a blown away bonus for a total of 10 points. So Zach will start us off with nose.
This has a wonderful nose. There is no ethanol. There is just like you're getting sticky toffee. You're getting sweetness. Very delightful. I'm going to give it a 3. I love it.
Wow! Bravo!
I really enjoy it. And I was like, I'm not. When I think of Old Forester, I don't necessarily think of a whiskey just like this because, like, I'm kind of going back to like the 1870, and there was a lot of spice to it. I didn't really enjoy that version of Old Forester. This is completely different.
Perfect.
Me too.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
give me a little top off.
it's a little top off, more like it.
Yeah, I'll give it a,
Top off of the Ethel.
yeah, I'm going to give it a 3. I really
Okay.
I'm gonna top
All right.
myself out.
Yeah, there's
Alright.
nothing off-putting. Everything is sweet, sticky.
All right, give me a little
very
more. I
delicious.
feel like you've neglected mine.
You gave him more.
Get it in the glass.
I
Get it in the
committed-
glass.
Sorry, committed
Is
alcohol.
that the devil's...
Get your mouth over that
whatever.
one. All right, Beach,
Devil's
we're moving to you for
splash.
nose. Zach gave it a whopping 3. What do you give it?
3. Wow, that's a pretty legit score.
Oh, I thought you said a 3. Like that was also your score.
No, I was
Echoing his score.
I was reminiscing on Zach's very gracious and nice score. Everybody just heard that nice sniff. This is a delightful nose. It is really nice. It's very fresh. I think that this is very organic smelling as well. Like I get a lot of like woodsy. Like this smells like the woods a
like
little bit.
green woods.
Green.
Like,
It's got a nice green scent
I'm
to it.
with you. I'm with you on that.
Leaves and grass and wet and like in a good way, right? It's not bad. Very sweet, right? It's sweet grass. But I don't think that all of those things are so great that to me that just warrants a 3. I think that some of those could be detractors. And for me, a little bit they are. While it's really pleasant and it is really nice, I'm looking for something a little bit more complex. And so while I'm not going to give it a perfect 3 here, I will give it a really, really gracious and generous 2.5.
Well done. Well said. Great. I'm going to jump right in. So I echo a little bit of what Beej said. I think it is a tad one-sided. You get a lot of sweetness. It's a lot of like kind of like buttercream, cake sweetness with a maybe like a grassy fields, but then you get a little bit of spice like on the tail end. It's like an afterthought.
Might be the cedar.
Maybe potentially. I think that could
Wow.
be it. That could be
I'm
it.
just,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of I'm thinking of some of the woods that you guys
listen
like.
Uncle
to that
Punky says
guy.
Old Forest.
Yeah, so like some of the
Yeah, right.
so some of the woods that,
Touché.
like what is the wood that you guys like to fire up and smoke for?
No, it's nothing close to
Yeah,
that.
but I'm trying to think that
Palo Santo, no,
Palo
not
San-
even close.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's exactly like that, but it's got that like it's got that woodsy, like kind of like
Red
smell
beer, you're
and
absolutely
reminiscence.
right. But
Hold
we'll
on,
get to
you're
that.
right. You're right. So what he's talking about,
Yeah.
and this is
I missed it all.
gonna blow you away. So what
Yeah.
he's talking about is he's talking about how the Palo Santo that sometimes we will burn prior to a show just to be
Yes.
like invoking good vibes and hey, we're gonna have a
Yeah,
good time,
yeah.
right? So what Palo Santo is burning is the naturally occurring sugar and saps in that wood.
Yes.
And what did we talk about and read about prior to tonight's show? We were talking about charring
barrels.
those sugars and saps in
Yeah.
those barrels to let those go into this bourbon.
Another
They
reason
really
why it's
come
darker,
through.
by the way, that's why it's a heavily charged second barrel treatment.
So you know what, Zach? Kudos to you.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm worthy to score the rest of the season because you just took us to a whole new level about the score. I bow down.
Just a thought.
Not worthy.
I mean, like I'm kind of like it's also kind of translating into the taste. Like on my lips, like I'm tasting cedar now again.
I think Cedar's an excellent pick,
I don't know.
and all I have to say is welcome back, Zach.
Yeah. well,
Yeah,
thank
absolutely.
Cheers to
Cheers.
you.
Cheers.
you.
Welcome back, Zach.
Yeah.
That's the quality we've been missing on this show, Zach.
Can't be that good.
All right, back to
I don't know. It was pretty good.
Really
It was
back
pretty
to
good.
where we were at.
All right, score
2.
a 2 on the
I'm gonna
nose.
give it 2.
Very definitive. 2.
Yeah, I don't think it really warrants above that.
Okay.
I get it. It's a lot of sweetness. It's not overly complex. It's not overly lingering in the air, like around us. Like when BJ initially poured it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I get a little bit of sweetness. But we've poured some stuff in the past where it's like, holy, what is this?
Sure.
Like
Taste of cake.
that, yeah. Oh, stuff. You know, there's
Taste
some
the cake,
bottles of Glendronach. There's some great stuff
Yeah.
out there. Like Redbeard said, sounds like Springbank. Yes, I would agree with you on that.
Spring Bank.
We're talking
Spring.
about some Scotch now. We're getting into different.
I have not experienced this.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2, but it's a strong 2. I'm
Stick with it.
I'm gonna
2
stick
is
with
good.
it.
Own it.
2 is good.
2 is good. Talk to me about your taste. What are you getting? What are you giving?
Man, it's super sweet. It's literally like I take a sip of alcoholic buttercream,
Yeah.
like frosting.
Isn't it good?
I keep thinking about that milk chocolate flavor note that's kind of described.
A little
And
bit.
it's so weird.
Little
Like, and it's I'm not saying it's super pronounced. Not like like when you put cacao nibs like in a beer or anything like that. But it's like a
Here, I
lingering
got it.
kind
No,
of
you ready?
taste.
You ready? I'm gonna blow your mind with this tasting, this smell profile.
Oh, really?
Think of Nesquik, like the old powdered, like you're gonna make a,
Yeah, keep going.
when you dump the spoonful of the dust in a glass of milk and like the lingering dust, you kind of sometimes get a whiff of that.
Oh,
That's what it is.
interesting.
That's what it is.
Okay.
That's what it is on the palate.
My mind is imploded.
Well,
Not necessarily.
Because it
Wow.
just
Nesquik.
it just sticks though.
It does.
It
No,
is.
it does. It's-
You know why you say that? It's because it's so sweet, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like you get that cacao flavor, but
Yeah.
it is really sweet. I see that. I like that.
Hold
All
on,
right.
really quick into the chat. Patrick Curry says, "You guys doing a smoke wagon tasting soon?" Aaron's
Why do you wanna
the
come
best.
Oh, that could definitely be a possibility.
Listen, we're not going to flex with the smoke wagon.
We'll get there.
selection.
Let's keep it to the end.
We'll get there.
Good question.
Taste.
We're gonna put a pin in that. Zach, taste.
Taste. I am going to give it a 2.5. Very strong 2.5.
Wow. Wow.
And actually, like
Is he
a,
okay?
He's still his palm tree
All
on
right,
it.
we're not getting into the
we were
palm
ripping
tree.
up a palm tree earlier. Different story.
I thought you had a bug on you. It was a palm tree.
And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Like I'm thinking about it. And
That's what we want.
I'm actually reminiscing on other whiskeys that we've had before. On the
Come on, you can do it.
on the nose.
Yep.
I'm going to retract to a 2. Very strong. 2.
Oh, a retraction, folks!
Very,
I think
very
this is
wrong.
our first
Yeah.
retraction ever.
But
No,
here's why.
It's a resaction.
No, a redaction. No, it's not necessarily peer influence, but it might be a little bit.
It might be a little.
All right, what do you got?
Just kind of
Which is fine. Which is fine.
I'm kind of comparing
Okay.
of whiskeys that we've had in the past, right? Because I normally don't give the taste, the palate,
Yeah.
a lower score than the nose.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it a 2.5. I'm going to retract my nose to a 2.
2. So now you're up to 4.5.
So 4.5.
Okay.
And reason why. So like the nose translates into the palate, but the palate is so much better than the nose.
Okay.
Because of
Fair.
those lingering flavors of milk chocolate. You get some toffee. You get
You said oatmeal.
an oatmeal cookie.
There.
Yes,
See? There we
the
go.
oatmeal cookie
Great.
in there.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
That's,
Beach.
2.5.
Beach, what do you give it?
Listen, the thing I like about this whiskey is it's like
Redbeard, hold on really quick. He says Retracto, the correction alpaca. We have an alpaca.
Where's he at? Oh, there he is.
He's at the top of the bar. If you've ever seen
Get
Retracto. This is Larry. We call him Larry the llama, but he's an alpaca.
What happens, Larry?
Zach, do you want to?
He's actually
We need
made
something,
out of
and we need a
alpaca.
mascot for the show. There we go.
We have Jamba.
Yeah, we do have Bourbon Cat, but Larry here, and we could put Larry like right here.
Let me make
Larry's
some.
a good.
Let me make some. I did. I'm sorry. I committed alcohol abuse. I apologize.
Everywhere.
Just put him on top of the mixer here. Put
Here,
Larry up here.
put Larry on the mixer.
Larry. Little Larry.
Larry.
This is
Put
what
Larry.
happens
This is what
when you
happens,
find a
Larry.
stranger in the Alps.
Do you see what happens, Larry? Put him on top of the mixer, please. Thank you. There we go.
I feel like Larry's taking all of my screen.
He really is.
I'm like, wow, Larry. I'm
There's
being replaced.
Beach in the background. Larry right up front.
Cool. Thanks, Larry.
Little Larry.
Nice to share with you.
Little Larry
It's
Sellers.
okay.
All right.
Little Larry.
The thing I like about this whiskey
Little Larry.
is that it is like,
Little Larry.
oh, Jesus.
He smells like a little.
You got it out of your system yet?
All right, it's out.
Are you sure? You want to go
100%.
one more time?
Is his name really Little Larry?
You need to talk to him. Why are you looking at me?
Get it
He said it.
together.
Thank
Who,
you.
me?
Thank you.
The thing I like about this whiskey is that it's like a good fashion collection. Each piece is individual, but it goes together. I think the nose and the taste stand on its own, but I think that together they work. I think together they obviously go together. I think these are two great things. So while I very much like the nose, I think that it is its own thing. I think the taste is its own thing. I love all of the nice chocolate finishes. I like the sweet toffee. I like that oatmeal cookie. Like, guys, when we talk about that oatmeal cookie, like a hot, soft oatmeal cookie full of raisins. But don't think about the raisins. Think about that hot, soft cookie base.
Here's what I want to say, and
the cinnamon, the vanilla, that malt of the oatmeal. That's what this is. It's a 3.
Fantastic.
Very good.
It's a 3.
Another 3.
And it's so good.
Here's what I want to say. Here's the statement I'm going to tell all of our friends out there watching. Go get this bottle.
Yes.
I would say this is a must-have.
Mark it a 0. Not over the line. This is a hard 3.
Everybody should have this bottle in their collection.
God, it's so
regardless.
good.
If you have a bourbon collection, this has to be in it. I'm making that statement right now.
Oh, yeah,
That's
totally.
a big deal. So,
If you can find it, buy it.
Because this again,
and what'd you give it on the taste? A 2?
2.
And you're saying this is a have to have in your bar.
Yeah.
With a 2.
Well, no, two.
Again,
Two's
we're
good.
personal
saying it's bad.
ratings
I
here.
know.
But also, you have to remember, like a 3 is legendary.
Yeah.
And I overstated. Maybe I was a little rusty when
You're fine.
This
Maybe
is
you
like
smell
the
it.
best middle of the road, awesome bourbon you can get for the money.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I've just not been drinking a ton of great bourbon. I did prep my palate tonight with an Elijah Craig B521.
Fair.
Really good, really
good.
legendary bourbon.
But I think this has some points that surpass that.
I would just say, if you said, what would you like a second pour of? Right now, I'd probably go for a second pour of this.
I'm with you.
I'm
I don't
really
want
enjoying
I don't
this
want to go back to the barrel proof. I want to keep drinking
This
this.
is delightful. 3.
I'm with you. Okay.
All right, so let's talk about value, but can we talk about value from what it's actually valued at?
60.
Not what we paid.
60.
What we actually valued it
Not
at.
Vegas
60.
prices.
But hold on, let me go back to my statement. Everyone out there needs to go look for this. If out of any of the Old Row whiskey row
The Whiskey Row series.
series,
Yeah.
Old Forester, shout out to Old Forester, go get this 1910. I'm telling you, you're gonna go to your liquor store,
This is
go
great.
to your local watering
It's
hole
great.
and look
just
for
does.
Old Forester. I'm going to tell you right now, the 1910, in my personal opinion, is leaps and bounds above its predecessors.
Yeah, that's great.
So I didn't have the 1897.
We'll pour it for you.
I
Pour it for
had
ya.
the 1870. Didn't think much of it. 1897. I don't know. It's super high proof. I'm thinking I'm not going to like it as much as
it's 100.
this guy.
No,
Or
listen,
100 proof.
for
Sorry.
a bottled and bond, I think you're going to like that. Let's get into value at 60. Score?
3.
Wow.
It's,
$60.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great value.
Value at 60.
This one I would absolutely buy it. 3.
Value at 62.
Wow. I thought we were all going to be in agreement here.
I think this is a good value. It's not a great value. It's a good value.
What beats it for the price?
Great. I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
I'm glad you asked. I was prepared for this as I was standing
Yep.
in line to pay for this bottle. I was like,
And we may have a second
God.
retraction based on your...
Because I'm talking about
What you
like some
got.
things that I would rather spend $60
A
for.
redaction
60.
or a retraction.
A resaction.
Resaction.
Thank you, right, Beard. We get a new
So
word
things
for
I would rather
vocabulary.
spend $60 on. I would rather spend $60 on
That was Warclan that said that. Was it?
an
Oh,
Elijah Craig,
retraction. Never
an Elijah Craig bottle. I would
Of
rather-
what? Hold on. You said an Elijah Craig bottle? What does that
A small
mean?
batch.
Whoa. You're saying this is better than Elijah Craig's small batch? Or the other way around?
Value, because I can buy a small batch for 30
30.
bucks. I can buy 2 bottles of small batch for this.
You're talking about a bottle that's 50% less
can buy-
the price. Hold on. It's half the price.
Yeah.
About the same proof point, right? 'Cause
I
Elijah
think
Craig's
this is
around
not
90.
apples and apples. You're comparing a different category.
We're talking
of
about
bourbons.
value, like value. So am I going to get a good value? Do I think Elijah Craig small batch is as good? Would I put it up? I think I could enjoy it as much.
I would drink this over a small batch.
Sure.
Do
Elijah
you have a
Craig.
small batch that we can compare?
Yeah, I got a little bottle right there behind you, buddy.
I think a Four Roses small batch.
No,
I mean, do
you're
you wanna compare?
insane.
Should
You're
we compare or
insane.
no?
Four Roses is dog shit.
Stop. Original, but not small batch.
It depends on the profile.
I think at 60. So at 60 bucks. What are you doing?
What are you doing, Zach?
That's the one. That's the one.
Hold on. So I want to know how you score value at 77. Is it
Just so the
worth
viewers
80?
know.
No, it's not worth 80. It's worth 60. That's the thing. Oh, wow. right.
Well, hold on.
There we go.
That's a weird question because I think the question is at 60, it's a 3. At 70, it's a
1,
at 80, it's a
0.
wow. Really? You're going to take a step off of a short cliff?
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't pay more than 60 for this, and I'm gonna tell you why right now. I think I have.
Then I think you've got a weak argument on value. That's all I'm saying.
I think for the best bang for your buck at $60, this offers the best, sweetest, acceptable, like vanilla, buttercream, oatmeal cookie profile. Then you're not going to get this from any other bottle. I think this is the holy grail of bottles to introduce somebody to bourbon.
I mean, that's fine. For 60 bucks.
I think Elijah Craig's small
really
batch
enjoying this.
it's too citrusy, it's too floral, it's too sometimes you're just like it's too ethanol kick, and you're like, this is not good. And I understand why people pay $30 for it. So I'm not going to
Name
introduce
another
somebody.
sweet bourbon. Name another sweet.
Evan Williams, Black Label.
Okay.
Oh,
You can get a
$30.
handle for
For-
$30.
Exactly.
That one's like
So you could buy 2 handles
Yes.
for the same price as this bottle.
This has 10 times more complexity than Evan Williams.
I don't disagree.
Different. It's not apples to apples there. I'm not going to take Evan Williams and introduce a person to bourbon with it.
Why not? A lot of people get their
It's
first
not that
introduction
good.
to bourbon at Evan Williams. I did.
Actually,
I think
Evan
this
Williams-
this just takes it up a notch 3, 4, 5 times in the Evan Williams. I think this is awesome. It's
It is
so
awesome.
good.
It's so
And I
good.
don't know why you're fighting me
Well,
on this
you know,
one.
it's kind of funny. Like, I think if you introduced a novice bourbon drinker to
Just saying
this,
it's not a 3.
to this, I think that they'd actually have expectations above anything else after that.
I was just gonna say,
I
this
don't-
tastes
I
like
don't-
ambrosia.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think if you told somebody that this was the best value, and then somebody was like, "Oh my God, I got this other great bourbon," and they were expecting sweet, wonderful ambrosia, and they got hit with barrel proof, I think they'd be turned off of bourbon.
Yeah, they would be. Redbeard says, I think this might be $54 here by him.
That's great.
So that's
Get
even
it.
a
Get it.
better deal. That's
Dude,
even,
I'm gonna tell you,
that's
Red
even
Beard-
a stronger 3.
Dude,
That's a 3.
we're drinkers over here, as you can tell. I've never had this before, and I am beyond impressed for having this for the first time.
It's very good.
Yes. And for, let's say, retail, say you walked in here and you're like, bros, I just went to the corner store, got it for $60, we're ready to rock and roll. I think that changes a lot. I almost say, all right, that gets 3s across the board almost. Yeah,
Interesting. That's a
Yeah.
resaction right there.
it almost is.
That's a resaction.
You know what's interesting? I might just be kind of stupid right now, but like I am like putting my nose like right at the very edge of this. Try it real quick.
Yeah.
At the very edge of your glass.
$100
At the
says you
very
say
edge.
something
No,
about
don't
more
stick
chocolate.
your nose into it. I get a different scent. Like I get
What do you get?
more. I get even more stickiness, even more toffiness.
Oh, I should have taken that back. $100
I
he
was-
says something about milk chocolate.
I was
Or
not-
chocolate milk, or
No.
it could have been interused.
No, that's not in the nose. The nose doesn't have milk chocolate. No, that's the top.
Chocolate milk. What about chocolate milk, though?
Oh,
Ooh, no, seriously, we talked about this earlier.
oh, the powder.
A little
Yeah.
true moo.
True
A little true moo in there.
Oh, a little oval.
Anyway,
All right. So final
let's-
scores.
let's wrap
Final
it up.
scores. Let's wrap it up.
Start with Zach. Way to go backwards
Oh,
here.
Zachy.
Because he,
Okay,
yeah.
so 2.5, and a 3, which equals
7.
I had to
Seven
do my
and a
own
half.
math.
7 and a
seven and a
half.
half.
I did a 2.5, a 3, and a 2 for 7.5.
I had a 3, 2, and 2 for a 7. Wow.
That
That's-
sounds. That all sounds.
a-
Or no,
amazing.
not in that order. A 2, 2, and 3.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Any blown away bonuses, gentlemen?
No,
blown
Blown
away
away? Blown away?
bonus.
So
No, not blown
You
away.
sounded pretty blown away.
No, I'm
So-
not going to give it a blown away bonus.
Actually, can we talk about the blown away bonus for a minute?
Sure.
What really, for you guys? I'm just curious. Like I have my own thoughts.
Yeah.
What
I'll tell you right now.
what accentuates what would make you give this or a whiskey, whatever we're tasting, a blown away bonus?
We've done it before.
Here it is.
To me, it means all 3s.
Could
and
be.
then that just blows me away.
To me, it means over a 3 in one of the categories would make me contemplate a blown away bonus.
Okay.
If it had a taste that I wanted to give like a 5, where I'm just like, this is a 3 and then some, I would start debating with that blown away bonus. So
Okay.
if any of the categories, I'm not saying across the board, but any category, if one of them, if say this was a $20 bottle, I would be like,
Blown away.
blown
I
away
would be
bonus.
blown away.
You'd
right?
be like, how is this $20?
Thank you.
How in the
Or
hell?
if like BJ poured it and like we have like it filled the whole room with like some incredible nose, and I want to be like, oh, this nose is like a 5. Then
this makes me want to worship a new god.
then it gets a blown away bonus.
Okay.
That's my interpretation of blown away bonus.
I agree.
BJ? Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's 100% correct. And sometimes it's just golden buzzard for me. Sometimes
Oh,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
okay.
you know what?
Yes, there's that too.
I'm just feeling
It's one or the other,
it.
yeah.
Wow. But most of the time, it's this literally has blown me away in
Yeah.
one of the categories. It's beyond. It is unscorable because I like it so much. or it deserves a score that is unscorable, then boom, golden buzzer.
Yep.
Gets it.
Jumping to the chat, Redbeard wants to know what's the deal with super chats. That's a great question.
That's a great question.
Thank you,
Was that
Redbeard, for
the,
bring that up.
Where you can
So to our friends out there, we have officially been asked to apply for monetization.
Hey,
I think that's a round of applause.
golf clap.
So unfortunately, that is Google wants to not pay out everybody, and we have to go through an application process.
I feel like the answer is just okay.
So
We'll do that.
we're going through that process. We have to change up our website and add some context.
Okay.
And I'm going to start posting a blog. I've decided to start doing mini reviews on the website, which I haven't told you.
Hey,
guys.
you should just open that up to all of us.
I will. But I'm working on a new format for the website because what happens is when you're monetized, they review your website on top of your videos to determine if you're worthy. Then that opens us up to Super Chat. It opens us up to sponsorship. It opens it up to making money
Let's do it.
here. And I'm going to tell you guys, we're going to stick to what we said from day one. All the money we earn from this is just going back into bottles to review for you guys.
Yeah,
Because we already have 9-to-5s. We don't care. Like, we're not in this to make money.
But hold on.
This is a fun thing.
This is a fun
if
thing,
it can be
right.
paid for, why not?
Right.
If we start making money, I'm
Yeah.
the first to quit my job.
That's true. We've said this.
I'm the first to quit.
Dreams
BJ
do
will
come
end up
true.
being the COO, the Chief Operating Officer
It's
of
fun
Barrel Buddies.
because I think that I'm like really messing with the wifey, but she's already like, yeah, I know.
Yes.
She's already got like this. I know. She's
Yeah.
supportive. That's why I love you.
Fantastic. So go into the chat.
What else we got in there?
What else do we got?
Workman, you've been very active tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, he says his channel's like Mannarino's. That he doesn't need the money from you. Just get the bottles out. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
exactly. We know
yeah.
Greg.
I mean, that
He would say the same thing. Don't give me money.
What we're trying to do, by the way, one of our big goals, one of the big things we want to make money for
Yeah.
is to buy a barrel. We want to buy
that too.
a barrel of
yeah.
whiskey from somebody.
Yeah.
Bottle it to provide it to you.
Yeah. We want
That's
it at
literally
like
one of our
a
goals.
cost price.
Yeah.
We're not gonna
We're like,
make money on it.
We don't want to make
Yeah,
money.
yeah, no.
We want to go through the process of buying a quality barreled product and sell it back to you
Yep.
at cost.
So for those that don't know, there's a lot. Most distilleries from the main big companies out there, Buffalo Trace, everybody does this. Old Forester, you can buy a barrel from them for your like group, and then work with a distributor, throw a sticker on it, and then sell it. And then what happens is these distilleries will send you like a tasting kit, where they send you like 5 or 6. Actually, they can do a lot. They can do anywhere up to 10 samples of barrels of a single barrel. You guys go through a whole tasting process, which we would obviously do live with you guys here on the show, and we'd probably vote on it.
That'd be really interesting.
And then we pick the barrel, and then they give us that barrel.
I think we would sell. Here's what else I'd do.
What do you
I
think?
would sell raffle tickets
Or
to fly a certain number of individuals out here,
okay,
give them a trip to Vegas,
oh, like an all expense, like
put them up in a
Within
hotel.
reason.
Within reason.
flight,
And a hotel.
flight, hotel.
And then bring you out
Trav-
here and help you
transportation.
and let you help us make that pick.
I think that's a great idea. We'll talk to
we're
Mannarino
gonna work
about
on
that. We'll work on that.
All right, well, listen, this has been fun. I'd like us to end with the intro
Yes.
because a lot of you did not get to see it yet. So we want to end with that. Listen, this has been the Barrel Buddies,
Yeah, I'm James.
I am Zach.
and I'm BJ. We'll see you next week.
And then I don't know if that plays the audio.
In the audio, right?
Yeah, but hold on. The audio input is showing movement when I talk, which means they can hear me talking.
No, they can't.
They can? No, see, they don't hear anything. Yeah, I'll work on that.
Yeah, we'll see what it is.